Hello guys and welcome back in this new video. Today I will keep going with the reassemble process. I will focus on the dashboard where I will install all the switches and the wiring loom. I'm lucky because this tractor is from the 50s and there wasn't nothing electronic as on the newest car. By the time everything was controlled by mechanical devices, so I will need only three wires. The first for the starter motor, the second for the dynamo, and the third one for the lights. A very easy loom. I bring you inside this wire mess and show you how it works. To start this job, I generally begin with the ignition switch. It has a lot of wires and is easier for me to wire them while the switch is on my hands rather than when it is on the dashboard. The wiring loom is very easy. This is the scheme. Here are all the colors of the wires and here are the place where they go. The main positive from the battery, the positive for the dynamo, the wire for the dynamo light, the one for the starter motor, and at the end the four wires of the lights. The rear position lamp, the front position lamps, the low beam and the high beam. By positioning the key in different position, the electricity flow and legs up different lamps. Now I can place all the wires on the ignition switch and install on the dashboard. Is all screw in and in its place. The wires are in the right position and I can move on the tractor. I will also mount the dynamo light, the starter motor switch, the fuse box and keep wiring this loom. Everything is mounted and I can now focus on wiring the wire for the starter motor switch and this one for the dynamo light. I also prepared the two cables that will be brought on the starter motor and the dynamo respectively. I have already cut them at the right length. Remove the outer sleeve. This is the wire that will arrive to the dynamo. It is the cable that supply electricity to the light. When the lights is on, mean that the dynamo is not charging the battery, while when it is off means that the dynamo is working and charging the battery. The later models have a different dynamo that needs a regulator that was mounted in back of the dashboard, sorry, of the fuel tank. This regulator was used to calibrate the amount of energy produced by the dynamo, but this Lamborghinetta is easier than that. Now I can connect the four wires on the fuse box. The four fuses are for the four lights position, one for the rear lamp, one for the position light, another for low beam and the last one for the high one. The grey and the blue are the outer ones. Cut them to size. The light blue and the purple ones I cut a little bit shorter. Remove the outer sleeve. First the grey. Maybe I cut them a little bit too long. Next one is the purple one. The light blue one. And in the end, the blue one. Now that all the inlets are connected, I can move on the exit, wire them, and then move to the lights. All is done. The wires are in place and I can now move on the lights brackets. I start by taping a guideline that allow me to pass all the cables inside this bracket. Now that I slide in all the cables, I can mount the bracket on the dashboard. And tight everything. Move to the other side and copy all the steps. It is exactly the same procedure, but in the meanwhile I mount the parts. I want to talk about the light of this tractor. The Lamborghinetta was the first air-cooled tractor produced by Lamborghini, and they chose to install the front lights in a middle way. Nevertheless, this choice was very uncomfortable, because the space between the light and the fender is very tight. For this reason, the next models, as the 2241 and the 1R, show a different light placing, moved on the front nose of the tractor. In my opinion, these lights are very nice and a very unique detail. It looks like an awkward frog, in a good way meaning, when the tractor is fully assembled with the red bonnet and this black light. It is very funny. I'm also at a good point on the reassembly process, so very soon you will see it finished and you can better understand what I'm talking about. I have to fix the second bracket, and after that I only need to wire the last cables that supply the starter motor and the dynamo. Ah, too many pockets, I lost my wrench. Now that I finished the wiring loom, I change side and I'm going to install the negative table that are fixed by the diesel filter. I only need a battery terminal, put it on the negative and cut the wire. It has a 50 mm section, so it is quite heavy to cut. I have also done the positive cable and connected it to the battery with its new terminal. The loom is finished, let's see if it works. I'm not 100% sure it is alright. I am a mechanic, I hate everything that involved the electricity, so I'm not sure everything is okay. Let me know in the comments if there are any mechanic that watch the video. Let's give a try. Slide in the key. Oh, the lights is on, a good sign. Let's see if also the starter motor works. Oh yes, also the starter motor works and the loom is perfect. Disconnect the battery to be safe and job done. Now that the wire loom is finished, I mount the hand throttle. It is fixed by 3 M6 nuts and bolts, so a very easy job. After the mess of the wire loom with all the cables, the colors, the electricity, everything I hate, something easy is necessary. Both are in place, the hand throttle and also the control rod. I can now tune the height of the movement by tightening this nut that compress a spring to make it harder or softer. In this case it's very hard moving, so I unscrew a little bit the nut. This is perfect. Also, I will check again when the tractor is running. The injection pump, while it rotates, always try to bring back the throttle at the zero position. This means that the tractor comes back to lower RPM. By tightening the nut, I impede the tractor to lose the speed. I show you the final result. This is the loom, wiring and working. These are all the parts that will be covered by the fuel tank, so they will not be clearly visible. Here the four wires of the lights that I will mount later. This is the throttle rod and the hand throttle, and here the wire for the rear lamp. For today's episode is everything. I hope you left a like and subscribe to the channel, that for me is the most important part. See you with the new updates. Ciao!